Hello everyone, this is Kiro coming from Kiro's Corner again. I am doing another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's not showcasing any particular how to stitch or anything like that, but some of our members in our Raining Crafts and Dogs Discord server, they're having trouble finding yarn or a good quality yarn or, in their area, and I can't really help with that. In their area, because I don't live in their area, so I don't know what yarn's available in their area, and this video is going to shake like crazy because I'm on a card table in the living room because my husband's doing something else for the next 2 hours, and so this is the only time I can get it in here. What I decided to do, and this is 2 weeks in the making, because this is the first chance I've had in the living room while my husband's not here watching TV, to make a video that's pretty extensive. This might be an actual long video, considering my other videos are very long. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I have got various yarns spread out that I will pull in and say the pluses and minuses of the yarns that I like, why I like them, why I don't like certain aspects of them, where you can find them to the best of your ability, or where I bought mine. These are going to be yarns that I have bought myself. Nobody is sponsoring this video. These are literally things I went down to the craft store or bought off of Amazon, but it's me spending my money buying these things because I like them. It's what I have come to find that I like for my projects. And so I thought I'd show some of the basics of what's good about them, what's bad about them, if anything. And none of them are really bad. Just personal preferences of these. So I hope you enjoy this video. And I'm going to go ahead and start. They're not in any particular order. I'm going to go, I have a couple that I want to put, the front, the back. But it's going to be kind of one of those, I'm going to grab one, talk about it, and tell you where to find it, and then let you make your own conclusions if it's something you can find, buy, whatever. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll get started. All right, the first yarn I want to talk about is the Redheart Super Saver Jumbo yarn. That is what this is. And as you can kind of see, it's a big old mess because this is all I have left. It looks like a amoeba. Anyways, the reason why I'm not a big fan of Redheart yarn to work with on a daily basis, because I just don't, it's not my personal preference, and I just lost the end. It's around here somewhere. Help, help, somebody find the yarn end in this mass of, I had it here a second ago. It's like an amoeba. It just, there it is. So, there we go. This was white. Redheart yarn, this particular one, the Super Saver Jumbo yarn, it's, to start with, where I found it was on Amazon, because Amazon you can find pretty much any type of brand name yarn. Let's see, what else does it have going for it? It's made from 100% acrylic, and it's good for a lot of projects and stuff, but this isn't even the super soft version of Redheart, which they do have a version of. Because of that, I'm not a big fan of it for my main projects, doing it. I have a personal preference. Again, personal preference. But what I absolutely adore Redheart for, it's one of the best, absolutely the best beginning types of yarn. If you're getting into crochet or knitting, this stuff is a workhorse. Because I'm not too, like I said, I don't use all the brands, but the Super Saver Jumbo Pack saved me so much time and money, because a friend of my husband's wanted a commission done for a specific project, which I was going to do in a different yarn style, but I didn't know how to make that project. And so I used this yarn for prototyping it. It's coarser, it's a hardier yarn. It's stiff, it's strong. It can take a bit of a punishment or abuse as you're trying to figure out stitches, pull them out, putting them back together, pulling them out, putting it together. It's marvelous for that, and I loved it. It allowed me to do it. This is a 4-strand yarn, and you can kind of see here, I had to pull it apart because this stuff is tightly weaved. It's really good when you're doing your crochet hook stuff. Let me get my hook here. I forgot to grab a hook. I'm going to get my 4 out, my crochet hook 4, and I had to pull. This was in the middle of a project that I don't even remember what I was using it for, but it's really strong, really fat. You can kind of hear it when you're working. You can actually hear, let's see, there's the knot. Here's this. I'm doing this in my recliner. And then if you listen, well, I don't know if you can hear it, but anyways, I got other noises in here. Oh, by the way, you might end up seeing a cat in here because he's pretty adamant that he needs to be petted. So, but this stuff, see how you can grab it with your hook, you chain it. I'm doing just basic chains, and the thread just stays together. I have some other yarns that will thread out where, you know, you can split your yarn very easily like you saw. But this stuff, you grab your hook and it just hooks on and goes. So it is an awesome, awesome yarn for doing prototype work, beginner work. It's a little coarser, it's a little rougher, you know, same thing, which is good for beginning stuff because you don't want something that's just going to slide off your hook willy-nilly all the time. And I've got some yarns that do that, so you have to be kind of careful for making yarn stuff. So for the Redheart Super Saver yarn, I recommend this to beginners, people that aren't quite sure what to do and they don't want to spend a lot of money, they don't want to get into it, they want to practice, but they don't want to get the good yarn because they're not quite sure. So this stuff is awesome, and I recommend it all the time. For finer projects, no. Do I use it? No, I honestly don't. But for prototyping, or if I need to practice something, I'll break this stuff out, and I need to buy some more because I kind of have, this is all I have left. So you can't have it, it's all mine, until I buy some more. So anyways, that's it for the Redheart yarn. I hope that section will be good. Again, sorry for the video shaking. I don't have a good video setup. This is my cell phone that I'm taking videos on. So anyways, oh, and look, see? It pulls out fairly smooth, and then pop, you know, it's a really, really good yarn for that. So hopefully that Redheart video will be good for you. Hello again. The next one in this series that I'm doing is a Lionheart, I don't know because I got it kind of close, Lion brand yarns. This is the Pound of Love that you can't see because this thing is, you know, Pound of Love. It's a black yarn, and it's kind of hard to see because it's black, but it's what I got because I needed it for a different project. I was doing a project and I wanted black yarn, but I didn't want to use my good Caron. I was going to be doing a big project, and I didn't want to use my other brand of yarn because I just had those in little skeins and I needed a lot, so I got this one. It's a acrylic yarn. I bought it off of Amazon. Evidently it's made in Turkey. And medium 4, all that good stuff, Lion brand. It's actually kind of like the Redheart yarn a little bit. It's a coarser yarn, not much. It is softer than the Redheart yarn, much softer. But look at see the end right here? I don't know if you can see the end very well. My hand's right here, but you can kind of see it's got a nice tight weave. And let's see how many strands are in this. This is a 4-strand yarn, which most of them are, but because I don't understand some of the instructions on here, but I'm just enjoying it. And I just thought of that. But you can see 4 strands, they're tightly woven together. So that's not bad. And it's actually really, I got a project I'm working on right now using it. See? Maybe I should raise this camera up a little bit. But anyways, I am using this yarn right now in a project, which may or may not get finished. I don't know. The way of a crocheter. Always like that, right? So, I said it's acrylic. I bought it off of Amazon. And it does come in various colors, but I got black on this one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it comes in a suite of colors. And it's fairly easy to work with. It is softer. It is a soft. I would use this for maybe a sturdy baby blanket or something. Or if you're wanting to make something for a kid that isn't your good yarn or can hide if they're going to spill stuff on it. It is softer than the Redheart, but it is still of a coarse type. If you feel it, you can compare it to other yarns that are going to be much softer because they're different. You know, different brands, different needs. But I bought this, and I do use it. I've got that project going on right now. And then here's, let's make it, it's a little quieter. You know, if yarn can have a noise, yarn, you know, it's a little quieter than the Redheart, but you can see it works pretty good. It's easy to grab. It doesn't, you know, you're not grabbing, the threads are not going to be loose like some threads can be. So here's that. Wow. And then when you're pulling it out, it pulls out really easy, which is something you do want to look for. Is if you're doing a project and you're not quite sure what you're doing with, having something that can pull out easy, because I've got some yarns that are just a nightmare to pull out, seriously, and I will get to those later because I love them for other reasons, but trying to use it, oh my god, you need to have patience with some yarns because they're just, oh my god. But anyways, also, would I recommend this? I would recommend this yarn for any beginner. Would I recommend it in black? No, never do black yarn when you're starting out, because unless you got good lighting, you can't see your stitches. Go with a light yarn, and I'm talking about brand new to stitch, crocheting, knitting, whatever. It's just very hard to see the stitches. Go with a lighter color, so when inevitably you're doing your 20 stitches and then you find out you have 21, you can actually probably go and find it using a lighter color yarn rather than, oh my god, I got black yarn. Where did this extra stitch come? So anyways, this is the Lion brand, which I have a lot of different types of Lion brand yarn. Pound of Love. I bought it off of Amazon. 4 strands. You know, it's about a pound, 16 ounces. So, oh, and I'm using the 4 hook on that. It has different recommends that you can look online for all that stuff. I'm not going to deal with hooks. I'm just going to be using my 4 hook for everything that I possibly can, just to keep it in comparison. But this is definitely something you can use a 4 hook on. I have some yarns that you'd want to use a bigger hook on, but I don't care. Hopefully that will be it. This is the Lion brand Pound of Love. All right, next yarn on the docket. This is another Lion brand. Like Lion and a few other brands are my go-tos. Lion is one of them, though it is not my main go-to. I'll get into my go-to later, the one that I absolutely adore because it comes in a billion colors. Anyways, I'll get into that later. This one is the Ice Cream Big Scoop yarn. You can see Lion brand, pretty. See, so pretty. And it's a thinner yarn. Well, I mean, it's not that much thinner, but this is a finer one. It's like that Lion brand Pound of Love one. This one is softer. It is a little bit softer than that other one. Not by much, but it is softer. This stuff is definitely used for baby blankets and stuff like that. I would use it. No problem. I've actually used it to make baby toys with. Let's see. It's made out of acrylic, I'm sure. Let's see, yeah, 100% acrylic, machine washable, dryable, like they all are. I've used this for some project. What it is, I can't remember what it is, but I wouldn't have pulled it out if I hadn't actually used it. I think it was a different package, actually, and I had to buy another package because I ran out. But Lion Brand, and let's see, I bought this one, also came off of Amazon, so that's good. And there's a cat. Okay, this one, let's take a look at the thread. You know, you can see this is a green. It's a variegated yarn. I love variegated yarn. To me, it adds a lot of character and stuff like that. So let's go here. We'll take this threads apart. And the cat's coming to join me, so you'll probably hear some meowing. This one, I thought it was 4. No. Okay. Hi. Everybody say hi to Putty Tat. So. Huh. This is a 3-stranded yarn. So you can kind of see it's got 3 strands into it. And it's a good tight weave. I mean, not as tight as the other ones, so it's softer. Like the Redheart, that's got a tighter tension to it than this thing does. Not by much, but there is a difference. I can feel it. I can see it. It's soft. It's workable. Let's see. It does come in various colors. And let's see. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make something really quick. I don't know if we can hear anything on it. So, there we go. I don't know if you heard that, and I don't know, but you know, it's kind of weird. I don't know if people want to hear the sound of yarn. Some people might. If it makes it easier, it's not a big deal, but I just thought it was like, well, why not? So anyways, see, you can, it works, it grabs fairly easy. It's not, you can kind of see as I'm working, the threads are, because it's a 3-strand probably, but you can kind of see on the hook right here, all 3 strands right there. So this one might, as you're working, you kind of have to pay a little bit more attention as to where your hook is, so you grab all 3 in case it gets too loose or whatever. But it's actually working pretty good. And let's see. So it works out. Pull test. Snap. Pulls out really nice. Any yarn, of course, is going to be difficult to work with if you get like hair, you know, dust, you know, the, threads that get stuck and you have to kind of work some things. But this is the ice cream big scoop yarn. Comes in, yeah, it says 3, so it must be 3-strand. I don't pay attention too much to the yarn. I just get the pretty colors, you know, and I do what feels safe. Also, some yarns I will buy sight unseen because I trust the brand, like Lion and another brand, which I will get to in a minute. I've felt those at the store at one point. I bought them in the store. I like the brands. So when because of that, and I'd used them, I felt safe enough to buying a skein online, seeing how it worked out, and turned out pretty good. Lion and the other brand, which I'll get to soon, are really good. And so hopefully that will take care of it for this one. And this one, like I said, comes in various colors, both solid and variegated on this one. So that's a good thing. All right, we'll go on to the next one. Okay, this video might be a little bit more shaky because a certain furball has decided to join me. And he is now perusing the table, trying to figure out a way to supervise me as I make yet another video. This one is also a brand, everybody knows, Bernat handcrafted yarn. This is pure cotton. The other ones I have showcased so far are pure acrylic. I like the acrylic better because it's softer to me, it's easier to work with, but I couldn't help getting this stuff because it came in colors I couldn't find anywhere else. Cotton is a little bit more difficult to work with because it's the cotton I got, okay? I haven't tried all cotton brands. I'm going to say, right off the bat, I haven't tried all these cottons, but I was making some things, and these came in the colors that I wanted and needed. And it's actually, you know, it's easy to work with, but not as easy as the acrylic. You have to kind of finagle it. You have to, this one wants a bigger hook, I think. I mean, I can use a 4 on this one, but, no, it says 4.5, but I used the 4 anyways because I wanted the tighter weave. I was using the salt and pepper version mostly. This one I think I used to make an elephant with, but I did use it because it's missing yarn. Oh, also something I forgot to cover, how everything pulls out in the yarn. The first couple of yarns I pulled out, the Redheart, the Pound of Love, and the Big Scoop, those are actually, you kind of have to dig in a little bit to find the center and pull the yarn out. Not too difficult, but it can be a kind of pain looking for it. So it's not bad. Anyways, this stuff I bought also off of Amazon because I can't find it in my local shops because I just was in a hurry. I wasn't in a hurry and I wanted to get it and they had the colors I needed. Made from cotton. And let's see, it does come in a variety of colors. A lot of colors off of Amazon. This one I really liked, was pretty. But I got a black and white pepper, salt. It was called Salt and Pepper. That was a pain to find, but I needed to use it because I wanted to make a snowy owl. And I made the snowy owl, and people have seen the snowy owl, and it was just so gorgeous, and I want to make another one again eventually. So anyways, this stuff, let's go here. This is just so happy, cheerful colors. Let's take a look at the threads so you can kind of see 4 thread. Maybe I'm actually learning something as I do these videos. Yeah, it's 4. But look at how stiff they are. That's kind of nice. So you got your 4 yarns, threads here. Hopefully you can see that. They hold up pretty well because, you know, it's cotton, so it's going to be doing something. It's going to be... It's not going to be as soft as acrylic, like I was saying. Let's do a workout. You can hear this yarn. Let's just... So, and you can kind of see... this is not the best hook to use it, but I'm using the 4 for everything. You can kind of see it's a little bit stiffer to work with. You can even hear it a little bit more. And see how the strands just stick out a little bit as you work it? I mean, I can see it. I don't know if you guys can, or if you know what I'm talking about, but, you know, they do. See, you can see the strands just poking out right there. Not a bad thing. I'm just saying it's an observation. So this works here, and it's strong. This stuff is sturdy. Would I recommend it for beginners? Yeah, sure. It's a good sturdy yarn, but it's more expensive than the Redheart. And you can go on Amazon. I'm not going to go into prices and all that stuff because where you live depends on the price. Where I live, there's no sales tax. We don't have taxes like that here. But that's how it works. And then let's pull that out. You can kind of see it splits a little bit right there. It's a splitty yarn. So when you're working it, you kind of have to watch out for that. So, and then there you go. So that's how that, you know, cotton, it's a cotton Bernat, handcrafted, very pretty, good to work with. Would I use it again? Of course. I'm trying to think of what else I want to use it because my husband keeps saying I have too much yarn. Is that a thing? Can you really have too much yarn? No, I didn't think so. He's full. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So anyways, going on to the next one. All right, here's my next type of yarn. This is all I have left of this one. I did not realize I was out of this one. But, ooh, so soft. So nice to feel. Oh, This one I bought off of Amazon, so I was able to go back and look at my search history to figure out what this was, because I knew I had it. I used it to make an actual doll, actually. I used it for making doll hair and the doll head. No, cat, you don't need to play with the yarn. People want to say hi to you. They do. You'll have to get into the video later. Oh, silly little kitty. This stuff, oh, I just love running my hands on it. I wanted a variegated yarn for some hair I was doing for the doll. So when I brushed it out, it would look better. This one is the Lion brand Basic Stitch Anti-Pilling Yarn. And I think it's Gold Heather. I had two colors, but it's that one. I think this is the Gold Heather. If not, it's the darker version of it, because I couldn't find it and the screen is looking a little different than what I'm having here. But it is the Lion brand Basic Stitch Anti-Piling Yarn. It is, let's see what we got. Yeah, it's a 4-ply, let's see, what is it made out of? Acrylic yarn. It's a acrylic yarn. So, see, look here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but where's the camera? But the ends are a little bit looser, so you can pull it apart. They're fuzzier too. You know, they're softer, so they look softer. I know this is probably kind of a silly thing, but you got your 4 videos, and they're stiff, but you can kind of see that they are somewhat soft. And like I said, this stuff is just, it was nice to work with. I have it in my cart to buy some more because I didn't realize I was like, this is all I had. Because it was a pretty big skein of yarn. This is not it, but it was about this size. I haven't used this yarn yet, so I'm not going to do anything. But it was this size skein that it came in, roughly. So let's take a look. And yeah, just Basic Stitch Lion brand, bought off Amazon. So we'll go ahead and work it a little bit. This one you might not hear as much. We got the fireplace going because it's supposed to be really cold today, so that's the hum you hear in the background too. So let's see if you can't hear it while I'm talking. So I don't know if you heard it, but you know, there you go. Sorry for the camera wiggle. Like I said, I'm using my cell phone because that's all I got. So but this is how it's wiggling, or here, this is how it's working, wiggling, whatever. It turns out pretty good. You're gonna want to watch it a little bit because this yarn will split a little if you're not paying attention. But it's pretty good to work on and all that good stuff. Okay. And then just to pull it out. It pulls out real slick, really. It's a sleek yarn. Very sleek, very smooth, very soft. Would I recommend this to people? Absolutely. It's just nice. If a beginner, I would not recommend, well, I would recommend it to a beginner if they wanted a soft yarn, of course, but I would turn them towards the Redheart first, simply because the Redheart is cheaper, sturdier, like I was saying, stronger, in the sense that it can probably take a better beating without getting all stretchy, stretchy or losing the smoothness and stuff like that. So mostly just, cheaper, but that's a good yarn. Like it. I hope you all enjoy this particular one. And I need more of this because I didn't realize I was this far out. Okay, I'll be back later. Okay, next one. Yet another Lion brand. This is a tweed stripes. You can kind of tell I have a fondness for certain colors, bright, pretty, cheerful covers or colors. I use this for something. What it is, I can't remember. I've made so many things over there. I'd have to go back and look at my pictures to see if I can find it. But obviously, it has been used quite heavily. Caribbean colors. My cat's snoring on the table. Hello, pretty cat. Yes. Oh, now you need cuddles. I think he's bored with me. But this one says it's a... Where is it? 5. It's a bulky. This is about as bulky as I get for yarn. I'm not a big fan of the bulk ones because I can't see my stitches. And, you know, bulky is great for some people, and have at it. Go ahead. Personal preference again. I can enjoy these yarns and other people can enjoy the other ones. That's nothing wrong with it. I've tried the bulky ones and I just didn't want to use it. You know, I found brands I liked and I went with those. So let's take a look. This is, you know, a heavily used yarn. I just can't remember. It says it's 5 ply. So let's pull these strands out. See, it's kind of fuzzy. Nope. Oh, it's probably multiple. Yeah. Let me pull that again. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea. Oh. Anyways, who cares? Well, I could be missing where the 5th strand is coming from. Yeah, not a big deal. But anyways, this is kind of what the strands look like. There's the strands. Actually fairly strong because they're standing up pretty good right there. Would I recommend this to a beginner yarn? Well, just because it's bulky and it's a little fuzzy. It is actually fuzzy. You know, because it's slightly bigger and, you know, all that. I probably wouldn't right off the bat for this particular brand of the tweed stripes, whatever, this particular type, simply because if you're a brand new beginner, I'm looking at these, the way it's twisted, and I have a feeling that it will twist out really, you know, it can twist out really easy. Look at that. And then, oh, it twists back. That's always a plus. But the hook might eventually just get stuck going in there. This stuff I bought off of... No. I think you can buy it off of Amazon, but I think I actually went to the store. This looks like a one I bought off of the store. What store that was, I can't remember. Either Joann's or Fred Meyer. Those were local stores. I think... I've had this so long, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I bought this in a store rather than online. Though I'm not saying you can't buy it online. I'm sure it's online. But yeah, I think this is a store-bought yarn. So anyways, let's go ahead and work it. So, yeah, not too noisy. And then... you can kind of hear it, but it works out. It's going to be a warm. If you use this, it will definitely be warm. It's a little, you know, you can kind of see how it's hard to see the stitches, so you're going to have to pay a little bit more attention when you're working on this. You know, when you're watching TV, you might have to glance down more often, if not all the time, to look at it. I'm one of those, I have to look at my stitches all the time when I'm working. But it works out pretty good. You can kind of see... this hook, I think it's recommended for a 10. I would not use a 10 hook on this thing. It's just... but you can kind of see how it grabs. And you could possibly, if you're not paying attention, you know, stuff it in there, or if it's not working right. You might split it up, who knows, but the threads look to be doing pretty good. And then the pull test pulls out pretty good. So This is going to be one of those that you might have, because it's so fuzzy, it might start piling up. The yarn will get caught up on itself when you're pulling it out in case you need to pull out a stitch. Of course, none of us ever have had to pull out 5, 6, 7, 8 rows, hours of work because you figured out that you, oops, I put the stitch in the wrong area, or oops, I started doing one pattern and then ended up doing another one because I wasn't paying attention and I got the wrong project. No, that never happens. No, it never happened to me ever. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll go on to the next one. Okay, now this is the next yarn, and as far as I know, the brand on it, this is one I've used, so I got this one out to work. No Knot Yarn, that's the brand. I buy it off of Amazon. I'm not telling the prices for the most part on a lot of these things. You can look them up online, but I'm going to straight up tell you, if you love these colors and you like the look of it, each one of these, this thing here, this costs $17 for just this. This, $16, $17 per skein. And they come in, it's acrylic, 100% acrylic, 5 ounces, medium weight, machine wash dry, blah, blah, blah. You don't buy this just, well, I buy it to just have on hand, but I have projects in mind for it. I've got they come in so many colors you can't find anywhere else. Oh my God. I have some that I bought a lot of, I don't know, probably 11 skeins of the thing. Yeah, exactly. 11, 12, 13 skeins of this, just to make a pirate ship that I am working on, because it was the only yarn I could find that came in the colors I wanted, which was a variegated browns, variegated greens, variegated grays, for the particular pirate ship I have in mind. And these are good to work with, but they are spendy. Now, the no knot actually is true. You can take a look here. On this package, I haven't opened because I try and keep them in the package to keep them nice. This should be the center yarn right here. This stuff I've bought, well, I've got close to 35 at least, 30, 35 of these things. I've only had one of those that had a small knot in the center when I was pulling it out. Just out of 35, that is most of my time, you know, for all the other yarn I get, yeah, it's going to have a knot and you're going to be pulling out. This stuff does not. I have not come across any of them except for one that had the knot in the center where you had to actually pull the things out, and it actually came out without everything going, you know, crazy. So it wasn't even that far in, and it was just like, I think the knot, and I could be wrong, because I was shocked when I found it, because all the other yarns I had did not have knots, but I think it was like this size. That was it. It was not a big size knot at all of just pulling it out, and I pulled it out and it came out and it was fine. And I haven't had a knot since in that same skein. So it was just that one little area. And 1 out of 20 or 30, because I haven't opened all of them yet. I haven't worked with all of them. That's pretty good for, you know, they're taking the time, they're doing the good work, but their name is no knot, so I can understand why they don't want to have knots, because if you're saying no knot and you get knots in them, yeah. But no, it was I annoyed? I was, yeah, teeny bit, but it was mostly shock, because this stuff is really, really good. So let's take a look at the thread here. Like I said, this stuff is $17 a piece, $16 to $17 a dollar. So this is something I would never recommend to a beginner. I would say avoid this yarn, because I tell them about it, but I am not going to have them buy it because it's $17. And normally when you're starting out, you can barely afford a hook and some other type of yarn. But look at the strands on those things. Nice, stiff, good size. You know, it's really good yarn. let's see, do some work here. It's a coarser yarn. I mean, it's soft, but I put it on the same coarseness as either the Pound of Love Lions brand yarn, or somewhat softer than the Redheart, but it would be in that category as opposed to some of my other ones. These are not as soft as the not the Super Saver, the Ice Cream Big Scoop one, and some others I haven't gone over yet because I'm saving those for last. So let's kind of... So, I don't know if you heard that, but, you know, I can hear it over here, so... But it works really nice. This stuff works good, but you can feel it's a little coarser. It's strong. This stuff is good and strong. And it comes in so many colors. This one's kind of loose. But look at this. See how it's... Oh, I don't know if you can see it. But look at that. Look at how it pulls out. It just is smooth, 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 smooth. Very smooth. I love this yarn for that reason alone. And look at the colors on this thing. I'm going towards the brighter, more chipper, happy colors. But yeah, this stuff is great. There you go. So that is the no knot yarn that you can buy off of Amazon. Like I said, it's $17 a piece. So make up your mind on that, because most people don't want to spend that. But if you have a project that has the colors that those things have, it, totally get it. Totally worth it. Okay, guys. Back with another variegated yarn. This one is Sweet Roll Sprinkles. Premier acrylic yarn, which I've used. I actually use this to make a triceratops with. Medium 4, it comes in this package. This I bought at the store. I happen to be buying this at Craft Warehouse. Oregon Craft and Floral I don't think is around anymore. But I bought this at Craft Warehouse. I think it's one of their M brands, but I think you can also buy it online. Yarn Inspiration, maybe on Amazon. Craft Warehouse is online, so you can buy it via their website if you wanted to. But Craft Warehouse is a local store that has all sorts of crafting. If you take a look at some of my other videos, you'll see I've got 2 that talk about Craft Warehouse. A slideshow is one of them, and another one was an introduction. Both of those videos were done with love and joy of showing my friends something they couldn't have because they don't have them in their local area, because a lot of them live on the East Coast or out of the States to begin. And Craft Warehouse is a locally owned, family owned 7-store craft, and they're not sponsoring this either. It's just that's who they are. And so I'm being honest, where you can get these rolls, that's where I bought mine, was Craft Warehouse, which is 7 minutes down the street from me. And so if they're only 7 minutes away, why wouldn't I go there, right? But Harrisburg, this is Periwinkle, and I've used this to make a triceratops. Where is an end? There's an end around here somewhere. Help, find the end. Okay, here we go. It's acrylic. Let's see how many threads we got here. It's super soft. It is very soft and, kind of nice. There are softer yarns out here, but oh man, it makes you, this is a bulkier yarn, and I like it because it's soft, it's springy, it's really nice. I mean, it's just fun to run your fingers through. It's really nice to use and crochet with. Let's pull this apart. Take a look at the strands. This one this type of brand, you'd want to be careful because the yarn can get a little splitty when you're working it. Not much, but if you're not paying attention and, doing other things, or the cat is helping you. The cat likes to help a lot. I got 3 of them. One of them's right here laying down. The other 2 have disappeared. Oh, no, the other one's sleeping. And the third one, I don't know. He's also sleeping. They're all sleeping, evidently. But anyways, this is for yarn. Come on, it doesn't want to come apart. Let's see. So, there you go. That's what the yarn looks like. And then we'll put it together and see. It, like I said, this is soft. This stuff is good. I have some that are softer, but this is on a par up. Oh, geez, you can't. You can't even hear that, really. Well, I can't hear it very well. But, so yeah, here. I was being quiet so you can maybe hear it. It's really smooth to work. It flows really nicely off the hook for working and stuff, and you can dig in really good. You know, see? It works out very well. It slides against itself so, I would say creamy. You know, kind of like how cream seems to be, where it's just a creamy, smooth yarn. Very smooth. I really, really like it because it's got that creamy smoothness use, and it's still robust. It is actually a fairly thick. It's not going to break on you. You're not going to, you know, worry about it. I really like it, and I use this stuff a lot. I've got a lot of these in my house too. Probably not as much as the couple other brands I've got, but this stuff is like the third amount I have. I have Caron, Lion, and then these things. So that shows how high up it is on my esteemed list of. And look at this. Just pulls out super, super nice. So really, 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 really like this yarn. If you can find it in your local area, great. If not, you can check out craftwarehouse.com. I honestly don't know if it's on Amazon or not. You can check, but Sweet Roll Sprinkles is what it's called. There you go. I don't know if you can see. There you go. But, you know, just variegated. I think it might come in solids, but the only ones I've ever seen off the top of my head have been variegated type. So you might want to check that out because I wanted the variegated. So hopefully you like that. Okay, this is actually a fairly new yarn to me. This is also a yarn I found. It's a James something, I think that's a G, Brett Marble Chunky Machine Washable. I'm pretty sure this is an acrylic. Their wrapping kind of sucks, but there we go. Yeah, 100% acrylic. Chunky. This is, like I said, I don't do chunky yarn, so this is about as chunky as I'm gonna get. And you can kind of see it's a pretty, I've got half a dozen of these. I just started using them in the last, I don't know, what's today, January? 3 or 4 months. These ones I think it's a store brand for, also you can probably find it on Amazon or whatever, but I also bought this at Oregon, or I keep saying that, Craft Warehouse. They have on their yarn wall. I used it to make multiple dinosaurs this year for a Christmas present, but this is because I wanted some of the colors for a Christmas present. I like it. It is a fuzzier yarn. It's kind of a splittier yarn. You know, not that bad. It really isn't. Let's take a look at the threads. It's a fuzzier yarn. It is definitely fuzzier. Look at that. Look, see how fuzzy it is? Whee! And then it's probably multi-ply, but I can't tell. There's 2 strands right here, but they're thick, so I think it's probably a 3 or 4 or 5. But I don't want to tear it apart because this is not an opened. I haven't opened this one yet. Do I have an opened one? I have an opened one around here somewhere. It just happened to be, oh, there we go. Yeah, here's an open one. See, it comes in multiple colors. So I've got multiple colors. Just trying to find one. This one hasn't been opened as much. Oh, here we go. This one, it got used. I used this one. So you can see I'm using it. Ah, here we go. Here's an end. We'll use this one because I don't really want to get into that one. Hello, kitty. So, let's take a look here. We'll take this and put that there. Let me put that one away, and we will work on this one. So it's the same brand, just a different color as that other one. It's just that one had the label so I could find it. So yeah, got that. There's that. And then is it a thicker yarn? Yes. Let's see. Oh, it's fairly quiet. You want to say hello, Putty Dad? You want to say hello? Evidently not. I guess he's camera shy. But, so we got it here. This is one you'd have to pay a little bit more attention to for crocheting, simply because it's a darker color. The darker colors tend to be harder to see, and so you have to pay a little bit more attention. But it works really good. I would say it is soft. It is very soft. I use this to make a 1-year-old stuffed animal with. But it's very good, very soft. I've got some that are a little bit softer in my personal preference that I think it is. But it's totally good. You could definitely use it. I bought, again, this is from Craft Warehouse. I was thinking I bought it off of Amazon, but no, it's Craft Warehouse for all these. So let's go ahead and take that out. And there we go. So it pulls out very nice and neat and pretty good on that one. So hopefully that will do you good there. Hopefully you like that idea. Okay, now we're going to get into the fun yarn. Right. This is ice yarn. Look at this. It's metallic. It's honest to God metallic yarn. It's got metallic threads and all that flowing through it. I've got multiple colors of this. This is advanced yarn, okay? This is not beginner yarn. If you are beginning to crochet and you see this yarn on this video or online or whatever, know that this is not the yarn for you to start learning how to crochet or knit with. Straight up, no. The reason why I say that is it's gorgeous to look at, and the finished products are awesome on it. Let me show you one I've got right here. Come here, you. What's that? I've got a finished product here. Am I organized? No, because that would make sense to be organized. This was using the gold. Actually, it was using, yeah, see? It's got gold yarn, green yarn, and more of the gold. Got a tail here, but, you know, head right here and here. So, you can kind of see. You can use it. It's good. It's yarn you can work with, but this is not beginner yarn. I'll tell you why. go over there. This stuff has black fuzz. You know, that's what, that's the yarn that holds the metallic together, okay? This stuff knots like crazy. When you're pulling it out, you can pull out half of the yarn looking for this and then just trying to get it out, because this stuff, oh, well, look, it's doing it now. Listen to that. And there's a knot in here. I can feel it. Oh, you can... This is what you're going to turn out with right here. If you look, there's a knot right here. Right here is where it's getting tangled up. And the reason why it's getting tangled up is, I don't know if you can see it, it's going to be extremely hard. But the black fuzziness that you see here is getting matted together. This stuff will mat. It'll get matted up like dog hair or cat fur just because of it. That's why I'm saying work with it. No problem if you're an advanced user. I would use it. I use it all the time. Look at these. These things are flat because I've used them. I used them to make lots of stuff with. But I love the shininess. I love it. And I've got rainbow colors. It comes in a variety of colors. I got some that I want to use. And right now it's rainbow. Literally a rainbow of color. So I plan on using that for a project. But I haven't gotten to it yet because I got so many other projects I'm working on right now. But this stuff, it's got black fuzz. This is my most difficult yarn that I have. Hopefully that, if you want some gorgeous, gorgeous yarn that is just a dream project to have after, you know, of the metallic shiny and stuff, go for this stuff. But not if you are brand new to crochet or knitting, because this stuff will drive you mad. It drives me mad, and I've been crocheting for years. But I understand that it's going to do that. Some things I have found to help is I'll take my finger and I will finger and thumb like this, and I will just try and get some of that black fuzz, you know, the whatever off there. And yeah. And kind of clear it out of the mats and stuff like that. Otherwise, see, there's my kitty. Hello, buddy dad. Hello. He says hi. So, there he is. Meow, 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 meow. So, but I've got gold. I've got red, black. Oh, that red, black. Oh, that's good stuff. I've got silver. You can bought it off of Amazon. What is this stuff made out of? Yeah, I don't. Special appearance by the kitty paws, trying to help. This is wool, 19% wool, 11% acrylic, 70 polyamide, and 1% pussycat, who wants to help now. Yes. Isn't that right? So. This is my good yarn. This stuff is fairly expensive too in regards, I'll tell you that, because it's so difficult to work with. It's my yarn. Would you please leave me? No, it's my yarn, not yours. No, go away. Evidently he's helping me. So, no, there you go. I think it's about $10 a pop on Amazon. So, again, I'm not telling you all the prices on all of them because you can go find them for yourself, but because this is the most difficult yarn and the no knot was the most expensive yarn, and you might want to be might be interested. That's why I'm telling you the prices on these particular brands. But would I recommend ice for metallic stuff? Oh yes, because I have not found any other yarn that does the metallic this well. And you cannot brush this out because it is, I tried brushing it out to make hair like you saw on that doll. Can't do it because it is actually metallic threads. It's soft too. You would not think it's soft. This stuff is soft, very soft, very nice. I mean, oh, you could do all sorts of nice things with it. It's really, really good. I'm gonna go with the green. This is probably the longest video. Ugh, I didn't mean for it to go this long, but so let's go ahead and do this. And then, sorry. So you can see how it works out. I'm going to do a slightly longer strand to see if it gets caught up, because when you're pulling this stuff out, when you're working your stitches and you find out you mess something up and you have to pull it out, this will fight you. It will guaranteed fight you because the fuzziness will get matted together over time, and then you have to slowly pick at it and try and get that black matting out of there, or whatever matting it is, because the fuzziness, it needs it in order for it to work, but it's going to get stuck. So no, I don't need your help. So he wants to help so much. So all right. No, okay, it's behaving itself, of course. But anyways, good yarn, soft yarn, advanced yarn. This is the stuff that you've got the patience to deal with. Understand you're going to be pulling out half the center of it. It comes in this size and also one that about half this size. I can't remember what ounce. How much is this? Man, turkey. I don't know how many ounces. This is 7 ounces or something like that. I don't know. I'm not going to pull it apart because the threading on this thing, it's just insane. So you're going to have to deal with that on your own. You can kind of see the ends. They're a little there. So anyways, hopefully, sorry this video is so long, but this yarn I wanted to tell everybody about because I love it, but it can be a pain. Okay, now we're going to get to the yarn that's my absolute favorite, brand. I use this stuff, Caron, all the time. Not just jumbo, though I use this for a project I made for Christmas. But let's see. It's really, this is the variegated yarn. Caron Jumbo, it's soft. It is soft. Not as soft as some of my other Caron type, but that's, you know, normal. This I bought off of Amazon. It's, you know, just a pound, you know, kind of thing. You know, just one of those large ones. But I have other ones. This is, this is the one I could find that had the label on it. And the cat seems to be really like it. This is Simply Soft Party. This stuff is the good soft yarn. Very soft, very fun to work with. Oh, and it's cool to my hands. It feels cool to my hands. And it's acrylic with a little bit of it's 99% acrylic and 1% metallic because it actually has glitter. It's kind of like a tinsel, you know, Christmas tinsel running throughout it. And the thing with this, I have another kind here. You can see it here too. I don't know. You can kind of see it here. Take that. If I could stop hitting my phone. This is the stuff I use all the time. But you can kind of see the metallic flakes pulling up. It's just tinsel. Because of the way it is, it's easy to use. But know that the tinsel, when you're cutting it or when you're working it, sometimes will just break. It's part of it. Not a big deal. It doesn't, you know, pull out or anything, but you will get breaks. Let's see. It's super soft. This black yarn is softer than this yarn because this is not my super soft yarn. This is Simply Soft. This is Simply Soft yarn. This is soft yarn, but it's the jumbo, more bulky, more on the line of the Redheart and the Pound of Love Lions brand type of coarseness. Would you use it for a baby blanket? Absolutely. Totally cool with that. It'd be wonderful to use. Though the colors, you know, I don't know how much you want to use these colors with Spit Up or something like that. But totally perfectly adequate. I like this stuff because it's softer, gentler, because it's soft. I like the soft, shiny things. Let's see. I'm going to pull this out. I'll pull this out because I've got multiple. I got 3 different types. That's the glittery one, but this is the Simply Soft. Where is it? This happens to be brand yellow. So they come in a wide variety, and this is the one I have the majority of. Probably 80% of the yarn I own, and I bought all of this. Except for one that I got as a Christmas present, which was also Caron Simply Soft. It was a multi-variegated blue, which I used to make a Christmas present this year, but I could digress. But this is soft. It comes in a variety of colors, both solid and variegated, shiny. You can get this in just about anything. I've used it to make multiple things, and I will buy this even though I haven't used it yet because I want to keep the colors on hand. I've got reds, yellows, blues, purples, oranges, greens, all the colors now. I'm just a major fan of Caron. And again, this is my personal preference. If you don't like Caron for whatever reason, fine. Go ahead. That is the beauty of having so many choices out there. I love this yarn. I love all the yarns I bought. If I didn't like them, I would not buy them. And there's been a couple that I'm like, you know what? I don't like this yarn. I'm not going to use it. I've had those too. And that's perfectly fine. I can use it. Let's go ahead. I'm going to use, I don't want to split up my blacks, so you're just going, you know, it's all the same. It's the same, only it's got tinsel and stuff in it. So I'll take a look here. But see, you can kind of see how maybe, there you go. See how the black tinsel, it's right here. See, here's the yarn. It's hard to see. But right there. See? The tinsel does that. It's just part of the yarn, but it is tinsel. So, if you're fine with that, use this stuff. I use this for shiny stuff all the time. I've got a pillow made out of this stuff. Oh, here's some silver. Here's some silver yarn. Same thing. It's party yarn. It's Caron, Simply Soft, but it's got garbage in it. You can kind of see how the tinsel just comes apart, though. No. So, anyways, we'll do the Jumbo Caron Yarn and Inspiration first one. We'll just get this out of the way. Get out of there. This one is slightly fuzzier. It's a thicker yarn. So, let's see. There you go. 4-ply. No, if I can figure it out. It's got the 4 there. See? I think that was the size of the knot in the no knot yarn that I got. Which, if that's out of 20 or so I've used of these, if that's the only knot I've gotten, that's awesome. So, love that no knot yarn, but at $17 a skein, it's probably out of a lot of people's price tags. And that's how nuts I am. I actually spend $17 on yarn for one. And I buy multiple of the same color. Okay. There's that. I don't know if you can even, I don't know if you even saw that. I need to get a better studio thing, but all I got is my cell phone, so I am sorry. So let's try that again. There's that. Then you're working it. It's a slightly thicker yarn, which is good. And you can kind of hear it. Well, I can hear it anyways. I don't know if you can, because there's a lot of noise going on here. But then, so we got this thing here, and then we just pull it out. And it pulls out pretty good. So, then the snap there. And then let's get the Simply Soft yarn. Let's see, where is it? All right, I'm using the yellow because it just shows up easy. This one, also, these are all acrylic. This one's acrylic too. And let's see. So, great. So 4 strands. There we go. And let's do this. The pull test. Not that bad. It's very silky smooth. This is the yarn I would warn people about, though. It's very thready. I am constantly accidentally getting 2 strands instead of all 4 when I'm doing my projects, because see, it splits very easily when you're working on it. So that's the one drawback with the Caron thread, is this, of all, I love this yarn. I'll use it for everything, but this is the yarn that splits the most when working. You can see how it's splitting right there just when you have slack in it. So you have to watch that, because when I'm doing special projects and all that stuff, it gets thready really fast, and I'm constantly changing, having to back off and then re-grab the yarn to work it on my hook. So let's see. So just that's the one major drawback of that particular yarn that I notice consistently with it. Does that stop me from using it? No, because I love it so much. It really works out well. So let's do this. Okay. Now, I didn't even think about it until now, but that is actually the easiest yarn it was for me to pull out from its test phase. So it's smooth, it's easy to use, comes in a wide variety of colors, bulk, Simply Soft. They have other types, but those are the 2 that I get myself because I like them the most. If you have any questions or want to leave a comment, fine. If I don't like your comments, it will be gone. In regards if they're like really mean or anything like that. If you guys can recommend any type of yarn that I can find either in my local area, I live in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, or I do shopping like crazy on Amazon. I buy a lot of my Caron yarn off of Amazon now. I actually can't find it in the store because I never go to the... I probably could, but Amazon has a lot that I, and I shop there all the time, so I like it. And if you can recommend some other yarn that might be good. I like the soft yarn. I like the, easy to use yarn. Acrylic is my favorite type of yarn. But if there's something else, recommend it to me and I'll take a look at it. Like I said, I am not sponsored by any of these. I don't even know who to contact at the company if I wanted to. But or the various companies. I just literally bought them off of Amazon or in the local store with my own money that I got after I go to work and work hard. So yeah, have a nice day, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, you can typically find me on my Raining Crafts and Dogs Discord server hosted by Ratty. I am one of the one of many, many, many crocheters, along with other crafts we have there. So let's go. So yeah, like I said, I'm in the Raining Crafts and Dogs Discord server. My name's Caron. It's hosted by Ratty, but we have many crocheters. We also have people that do stickers and Kirkut and patches, embroidery, sewing. Let's see, what else? Paintings, jewelry making. We have all sorts of stuff there. So that's my plug for the server, because I like to tease Ratty about it. It's like, Ratty, I promoted your server again. And she's like, oh, thank you. You know, just like, woohoo! So she really likes that. But she's a really nice person too. Especially since she puts up with some of the weird, crazy stuff I get up to. So anyways, I hope those yarn choices will help you make choices that might be interesting to you. I am not telling you to go out and buy any of those. I recommend you do your own research if you want. I'm just trying to help out my friends in the Discord server that was having some questions about what kind of yarns they can get, what they might need, things like that. So hopefully people will find that useful and informative. Talk to you later. Bye.